Hey there, welcome back. Now in this lecture, let us do installation process as well as talking about migration. So the first thing I'm going to do is, in the previous lecture we created this app which is watchlist_app. Now in this lecture, the first thing I need to do is get into settings and just add this part, that is add this app inside my installed app. So now this is inside our installed app. Now once that is done, we also need to migrate. So let me jump back here. I need to migrate because there are several different migration files that are already with Django, because Django already have admin panel. So there are several migrations that we need to apply. Also, we need to test the admin panel, so we need to create a super user. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to interrupt this server right now, Ctrl+C. Once that is done, I'm going to do some migrate. So all you have to do is python manage.py migrate. Now once that is done, this process is done, I need to create super user. So all you have to do is use python manage.py create super user. I'm going to take username as Shubham and password as password. So email is nothing and password as password. Since we are not allowed to use a common password, it is strongly recommended by Django to have some tough password or maybe something with @ capital letters as well as some numbers. For now, for this test purpose, I am using password only. And it's a common password, I need to use Y. That's done, we have created a super user. Let me also rerun this server again and test out our admin panel. Let me jump onto my IP right now. And here let me test out Shubham. That's done. So currently we don't have anything else. This is just our empty admin panel. We need to work on it. So let me jump back here and just close this setting for a while. And this is our main directory. Get into my app folder, and here we need to do everything. We need to work on our views, we need to work on our models, as well as we need to create a urls.py. So first let me create a urls.py inside my app folder. Right click here, click on new file, and I'm going to call it as urls.py. So I already hope you have basic knowledge of Django architecture, that is MVT. So what we are going to do is we are going to define model first. So we have clear-cut idea about our database. Once that is done, we are going to create views, according to which we need to write some functions to understand how to get information from our database. And then we are going to write URLs. So the basic aim of URL is to which URL, which endpoint we need to hit to get all the information. Since our project is related to movie, that is IMDb, the first thing I'm going to do is, it's a test project right now, we just need to understand basics of Django and we need to understand the endpoints as well as the basic JSON thing. So I'm going to create a model and I'm going to call it as movie. Don't worry, later we are going to edit it, we are going to update our models, we are going to change name according to our requirement. But for now, just use model as movie. And here let me use models.model. Once that is done, now what type of field you require with this model field, that is our model table. So I'm going to have a name regarding my movie, I'm going to have a small about section, and I'm going to see if the movie is active or not, that means if the movie is published or not. So this is a simple thing that we are going to do right now. I'm going to get a name. It is going to be a character field and we are going to take maximum of 50 as length. Then I'm going to have a small description. Again, I want description as character field again. And this is going to have a max length of maybe 200 characters. Once that is done, I need to have an active field. That means if the movie is published or not. So I'm going to take this active field and I want this as Boolean. That's fine. and the default value is true. So whatever the movie we are going to add, we by default expect that it's released. So currently we only have these three fields, and that's fine. The major aim is to understand the basic thing. Once that is done, I'm going to define our str. So if anyone accesses any type of object regarding our movie, I'm going to return the name. And I'm simply going to return the name here. That's it. I'm not applying any type of ordering as well as validation. It's a simple process, a simple model. That's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump here, break this for now, Control C, and I'm going to apply this migration. So all you have to do is use Python manage.py make migration. And if you don't understand what we are doing is, the first thing we are doing is we are converting this model thing into SQL queries. So if you see here in our migration folder, we don't have anything. We have just our init.py, nothing else. So in our migration folder, there is no such thing as any type of table or query. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Python manage.py make migrations. So if you look here, we have created our initial file, and it's also created a model as movie. If you jump here, you can see this is our query and what we are going to do. So this is something important with Django, or I can say the best thing with Django, that it supports ORM. And here we basically convert this whole Python thing, whole Django thing into SQL query. And all we need to do is we need to use Python manage.py migrate to convert them into real database table. So we basically apply all these migration. That's done. So we have created the complete structure in our database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my server again. You can use upper as well as lower key to change your command. So all I have to do is use Python manage.py, run server, enter here. Our system is still working. Just get back to my admin panel, refresh here. I don't have anything, right? So the first thing I need to do is I need to jump onto the admin.py file, and here I need to register my model. So all I have to do is just register my model here. Let me use admin.site, and here I need to register. I also need to import my model first. So what I'm going to do is from, and then I need to import it from my watch list, which is watchlist.mymodels import, and my model name is movie. And here I am going to import my movie. Once that is done, I'm going to register my movie here. That's it. So let me save this one. If I jump back to browser, refresh here, there is something that I have break. No module name watchlist. It's watchlist_app. That's done. It should work fine right now. Yeah. So now we have a watchlist_app here, and we have movie. Now here you can add multiple movies, and you can then access it in our views.py file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 or 3 movies. I don't know if I'm allowed to call these movie name due to commercial right or something else, but let me use some made up names. Maybe I can create a movie name as Python versus Java. And there will be some description. I'm going to call it as description 1 for now. Let me save this one. So this is our movie 1. Let me create a movie 2, maybe call it as JavaScript the face. And some description, I'm going to call it as description 2. And we can add more movies, but 2 is fine right now. So that's done. So our model is working fine. We have our admin.py. Now we need to create views.py as well as URLs. So in the next lecture, let us continue this and start our journey with views as well as URLs. Also, one important thing, if you are facing problem with this auto completion, make sure you have selected Python here and make sure you have your tab 9 active. So this will help you to auto complete everything that we are doing right now. So in the next lecture, let us start our journey with views.py. I hope this lecture was helpful. Thank you for following, and I see you guys in the next one.